action so that you can actually attain the goal, right? So I always say communication is key, and we can be compliant when we work together. Community relations and outreach, we do the goal setting process, as I said. We review solicitation language, okay, that goes for county projects, municipal projects, mediation, substitutions, changes in the teams, good faith efforts, and we also close the projects out on the small business portion. So yeah, we do have a lot of touch points. Next slide, please. Where to find MAP Broward bids? Now, I'm not gonna get deep into this at all because we have some of our municipalities here, and we also have Mr. Kirk Dobson from Purchasing Division, and who's gonna be talking more. But you can always find MAP Broward bids. With the county, we have our system, it's called BPro, and each municipality handles their own procurement process, okay? Next slide. Numbers to date. Guys, this is amazing. So please pay attention to this. We have a total of 109 awarded projects to date. That means 109 of those projects have goals, okay? A total of 258 have been reviewed for goal, meaning a lot of those have not hit the streets yet, being advertised, but they eventually will. The average CBE goal is 39%. Isn't that amazing? Total awarded of 520.5 million, 168 projected to go to CBEs. Guys, what are you waiting for? You should participate. And CBEs have already gotten paid 47.8 millions. Juliana in the back is telling me you're out of time. I have like 2 more minutes, I promise. This is huge, okay? The economic development achievements from surtax funded projects. Look at that amount of jobs created directly from surtax funds. That alone makes everything worth it, right? That alone, okay? I do think we are really impacting the economy in Broward County, and that makes me beyond proud to be doing what I do. So take a look at that slide. I'm not gonna go into all the detail, but that's between, okay, direct impact, indirect impact, $796 million, okay? And over 4,000 jobs created because of surtax. Please be part of that. Next slide. Okay, now let's get into the meat, okay? Take a photo. These are upcoming opportunities in municipalities. I have 3 of these slides. Take a photo. I'm not gonna go one by one, but you can see that there's some of them are going to be in a construction phase. Some of them are gonna be in the design phase. Coconut Creek, Hollywood, Cooper City. Now we have some more here. Hollywood, Lauderdale Lakes, Miramar, North Lauderdale, Pompano, Wilton Manors. These ones are the R&M projects. Take a snapshot. You're gonna see more and more of these ones coming up as well. And I encourage you guys to take a look at these solicitations when they hit the streets, right? Because as I was saying, some of these projects have community outreach, right? So maybe you are a marketing firm and you think, well, I don't do construction, so I can't do surtax. Well, you might. Keep an eye out, okay? Because even though we focus on certain scopes, because that's what we do mostly when we're dealing with mobility and transportation and improvements, ADA improvements, sidewalks, you will be surprised the amount of community outreach, the amount of technology. We even did those pods, the VR pods outside that are amazing. So just, constantly create, once you create your account, B2, no, sorry, I was going to say B2G, B Pro, um, and with the individual municipalities, keep an eye out when you see it's tax funded. See what is it they're asking for, because you might be surprised. Your business might be the one we're missing. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. And I would love to introduce Gail from City of Fort Lauderdale. Thank you, Gail, for being here, and the room is yours.
Thank you.
And Gail, before we start, I need to mention to all of you that this meeting is being recorded and that the slides, will be able to share the slides with you, because we know that you may not be able to see all the information. You're going to receive a lot of information from us today on a lot of projects. You saw 3 pages of projects from municipalities. You're going to hear from additional projects that are coming up. So just want all of you to know, we'll be glad to share the slides with you after the presentation, and that the meeting is being recorded, so we'll be able to share with you the recording as well. And for those that were not able to join us today, we'll be able to post the recording on YouTube. So it will be, all the businesses will be able to have access to that as well. And takeaways from the information Lorena just shared, really, really important that you connect with our office. Our office is here to work with you as a prime. Our office is here to work with you as a CBE, to ensure that you're successful in your projects. If you win a contract as a prime and you have questions related to the monthly reports you need to submit, contact our office. We'll be glad to help you. If you want to meet with us one-on-one as a CBE because you have questions about submitting a bid or working on a contract, contact our office, because we're here. You can schedule a meeting with me, you can schedule a meeting with members of our team, and we'll be glad to meet with you to discuss any questions you may have, any questions about process. We know it's not easy doing business with government. We have a lot of requirements, we have a lot of regulations, but we're here to help you navigate that process. And we work closely with our purchasing division to make sure that we help you navigate the maze of government contracting. We want all of you to know, as primes and subs, that we're here to assist you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce one of our cities, Gail, that is been working very successfully on implementing our MAP Broward projects. Gail?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so short, so I decided to stand up so you could hear me. The mic was the same level. So, anyways, a lot of good information shared there, and I know a lot of you here probably have coming here expecting to get certain information, and whatever that is that we're not covering or addressing, please free to reach out to any one of us. Make sure you're registered as a CBE so you can be aware of what's coming out as future projects. Most of what I'm saying here, while we don't have a lot of cities here, might be standard for a lot of cities. So the projects, and one thing as Lorena went through the projects, you might see a construction project and you might not be able to take on the whole project, and that's where your CBE comes in. Right. Where there's that portion of the project that you might be able to address as a smaller business. So you may not be able to handle a $3 million project, but you might be able to handle 30% of that, which is why, don't make yourself count out when you see a big amount or a big project. So that's what we want to do, make sure everybody gets a piece of the pie. Anyway, I'm from City of Fort Lauderdale. I'm the Grants and Special Projects Manager. My name is Gail Jagsa, and I'm also the CITAC's point of contact for City of Fort Lauderdale. I have to tell you, I've been blessed to work with a great group of people here. Sometimes you work with people and you kind of have to put up with them and whatever, but that is not the case. I think my umbilical cord is attached to Lena at the back. I have never been so lucky to work with, I've always had a good relation working with the county, but I've never been so lucky to have such a great group of people to work with who are so supportive. And I'm on vacation, by the way, and when Lorena asked me to come out, I couldn't say no because they've been so good to us that I would never want to say no for any. So anyway, it's my pleasure to be here today. So I just want to go through some projects that are not available right now because they've been they're on their way to being finished. And yes, Gretchen, they will be finished. And but I just want to give you an idea of the type of projects that come out and what cities have been doing, and that would help you to understand a little bit more of what maybe things you can look forward to. South Ocean Bridge Drive was a replacement project, and that's wrapping up right now as we speak. Northwest 15th, it's relatively new and just started. And South Ocean Drive, nothing that I say that the cities do is a secret, so I'm not saying anything that's private. So South Ocean Drive was run by a very good company called Interstate LLC. They did a great job, were very responsive in doing their share of things and their CBE reporting and all of that. So that made the project move well, and also reporting, so it makes our life easier as well. Northwest 15th is underway now. It's being constructed by FG Construction, and they also have a CBE goal on that. And one-way pairs, that was a study. And if you have firms in here that do studies and design and stuff, there's projects like that. So that was a study, and the results are also now being wrapped up to determine how we move forward with our next steps. So that's just, some things that are in the work right now. The other two projects that we have coming up, and Lorena highlighted, sidewalk repairs. We're actually just trying to get our agreement going for this. And once we do have the agreement going for this, this will be posted, or maybe posted, for you to, look at a CBE opportunity. This one is to repair sidewalks and make it more consistent. There were two types of projects that we were awarded previously with CERTAX, and one was repair and maintenance in the initial year 2020, and then the rest of them are capital improvement projects, and that's what the second project is. Now, this one's a capital project, and you can see that that 360 for design, that is probably going to be coming out in about a month. So you can look out if you're interested in designing it. This might be posted in a while, and then subsequent to that, there will be the construction of the sidewalk, which would be another project that would be open from the city of Fort Lauderdale. So those are things that you can look out for. When these projects come out, you have to be, I think Lorena posts this on their website as well.
We share that, yes.
Right. And then you can always look on the city's website, not just for CERTAX projects, but anything that the city is offering, you can see it on the website. So you should get familiar with the procurement websites of the cities so that you can see what's coming out for your business itself, if not as a CB, just as a project. So I'll just go to the next slide. Recently, we had what we call the Third Amendment to the CERTAX. And I have to tell you, since CERTAX started, it has evolved, and it's getting, we're looking at the gaps with MAP administration, with all the cities, looking at the gaps and seeing how best we can improve this. Out of this, the city was able to get a $3 million grant match from MAP administration. And this is to procure the Breakers Avenue project. And this project, as you can see at the bottom, travel lanes are being narrowed, sidewalks widened, seating areas, landscape planters. So these are things, a lot of things that small businesses can actually take up as part of this project if you were to be interested and you couldn't do a big construction project. So, and this will be out, design is almost complete, and this will be out in January. So keep your eyes out for this one. And how do I comply? This is something I want to share with you. I'll probably use my minute to do this. There's a board that oversees all of the CERTAX, so that's one thing that governs how we operate and how we do things. Remember to monitor your CBE goals, because there's a report that's due every month for that, and that is your MUR monthly report, and that's what I'm saying. You have to get that to us, to SME CERTAX. We monitor that you comply, but we have to get it to the city on time. And try not to think just because it's a city's money that you can overbill. There is a review for such a things. So you have to make sure that you're being reasonable with your costs. Okay, review your agreements. There are things that you have to comply with in the agreements that we have. We have an agreement with the county, and then we have an agreement with you. but you're still governed by that agreement with the county. So you have to make sure, like, for example, your audit reports, your audit records. If our records are being audited and we hired you, that means your records are going to be audited as well. So you have to keep your records for a certain number of time, 3 to 5 years, based on the agreement. Before you start a construction project, the county needs to have us put up a sign where we acknowledge that where the funding came from, so people understand how this project is, what we're doing for the community. So that's, and what's happening here. We want to let the city know. So these are, make sure you secure your permits, observe deliverable dates. There's a timeline in every agreement. You are also bound by those timelines to make sure that you deliver, because we have to deliver and we're depending on you to deliver on time as well. There's a retainage cost when we're billing. We always keep, there's 5 to 10% at the end of a project. Once everything is fine, the checklist is done, we give you back your retainage. If you have any changes in terms of your timeline, or you came across something wrong with the plans, or there was an issue, you don't wait, because we have to go to the county to get approval for changes. So this is important that you let us know immediately. We may need a time extension that we have to request, not necessarily granted. We have to make sure that we redo the agreements. So make sure that all of these things are in place, and make sure that we all have progress meetings together, because we want to be in the loop of what you're doing. Then when the county asks us for an update, we are able to give an update. So there's a lot that's happening, and it's all governed in the agreement. If you look at the agreements and you abide by that, you should be fine. And I know I'm out of time. The procurement website, just go to City of Fort Lauderdale under government, and you'll see all our different departments. Procurement is there. Register so you're alerted to what's happening, and probably do that with all the cities. And these are some projects coming up with Fort Lauderdale, not necessarily tax projects, but you can also look out for them there as well within the procurement website. And that's it. Thank you for your time. And if I can answer any questions, I'll answer 2 questions if we have any. Well, looks like we're good. So I would say thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Thank you so much. Let me introduce you to Leah from City of Miramar.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to try and recover some of this time so we can get you out of here on time. But before I begin, I want to echo Gail's comments. The MAP team is incredible. I have not worked with anyone who is so practical and so flexible and begins with the end in mind like they do. They do a tremendous job. So thank you, guys. OESBD, same thing. You guys are great. Always keep us on track. So thanks to you also. So my name is Lee Driel. I'm the Assistant City Engineer for the City of Miramar. We have a couple of projects coming up that I wanted to let you guys know about. Go ahead. All right, the first one. This is one of the largest projects in the program. This is Pembroke Road expansion from Southwest 196 to US 27. This is part of a 3-part series that's related to the Pembroke Road expansion and Miramar Parkway extension project. The 3 segments that you see are all being designed together right now by Kimley Horn. The segment that's coming up for construction first is the one in dark blue. So it's the extension. There's no roadway there right now except for a small piece from the Ruta Recycling Facility out to US 27. There's a little 2-lane road that's there now. This will make a new roadway from 196 all the way out to US 27. So for my roadway, for my signing and pavement markings, CBEs, for anyone who does drainage, for anybody who's involved in lighting and signal work, for anybody who does irrigation or landscaping, there's going to be minimal irrigation, there's going to be a little bit of landscaping, but we still want your involvement. This project is for you. Even if you can't do the entirety of the $13 million that's our current budget, we would love to have you on the job. So please, please, please look into it as a sub. Like I said, budget is around 13 million, and CBE goal anticipated is 30%. This one should advertise in the winter of this year. Schedule permitting. All right. The second one that we have coming out is going to be the Miramar Parkway resurfacing from 172nd to 184th Ave. This is going to be let when the county releases the formula funding. That should come available soon. Anticipated letting in spring of 2026, also an anticipated 30% CBE goal for my signing and pavement marking. Anybody who does trucking, this project is for you. It says roadway and drainage up there, but those scopes would be minimal, if at all. But signing and pavement marking, if you guys are involved in doing that kind of scope, please look into this. All right. And we advertise as a city on Demand Star. The information is up there, along with a little bit of information on how to register as a vendor. And our contract administration manager, her name is Brenda Martin, and her phone number and email are both up there. Please feel free to email her at any time. You can also email or call my office at any time. I love to answer questions, and we're here for you. Before I pass it off to our next speaker here, I do want to mention we have a contractor fair coming up on the 13th, so that's next Thursday. It's a networking opportunity, but I mention it because the designers of the more major project, the Pembroke Road extension, will be there. So if you guys want to network with them, if you guys want to get any design-specific questions answered, that will be an opportunity. So research or look up contractor fair for Miramar. It's called the BID 4th Annual Contractor Fair. It should come up on a Google search. If not, Karen Hollis is our point of contact for that. Her phone number is 954-602-3135. And you can get in touch with her anytime. She would love to help you sign up for that. She's our small business development administrator. She's also a big proponent and advocate for CBEs and local businesses, so she would be glad to hook you up and get you connected with our internal departments at Miramar who handle all that and push all of that for us, and also any opportunities that we have coming up that are reserved for CBEs and local businesses. So I will be around at the end. I'm not running off anywhere. I'm a woman, so I love to talk. So please come up and ask me if you guys have any questions or you just want to talk a little bit more about the projects that we have coming up. And with that, I'll pass it off to Kirk Douglas.
I wish I had this money. Let me borrow this. How you doing, folks? Welcome. Thank you guys for coming out. My name is Kirk Dobson. That's what I said. I wish I had this money. I am the assistant vendor supply management manager at for Broward County. I work in the purchasing department, but I don't do any of the purchasing. Right? But with that said, I was asked to come here to teach you guys or give you guys some information on how to access BPro, which is our ERP, our purchasing system, how to register, how to search for contracts, how to search for and identify surtax-funded projects, how to record your desire to be a subcontractor or a prime on solicitations, and give you tips here and there how to navigate the system. First step, register. How many of you guys are registered? Okay, a handful, good. So if you're registered, you should have gotten, just an aside here, you should have gotten a vendor satisfaction survey last month. If you got it and you filled out and responded, thank you. If you didn't, shame on you. All right, so this is, that barcode there takes you directly to the purchasing website. It's, and then there you go. If you're one of those old school people and you just want to type it all out, that's there. But you have to register, right? All right. So once you go to the website, I'm gonna kind of jump around because the website is the website and it kind of flows a little wonky. But if you click on BPro FAQs, frequently asked questions, there's about if you go to the next slide, it looks like this. and there's about 2 pages of questions that surround registering and submitting, responding to solicitations. So that's a good place to start. All right, next slide, please. And after you leave that, we have some quick links or buttons or pills or links, however you want to call them. The first one is a registration guide, and that, next slide, will take you to this page. This is basically a step-by-step guide on how to register as a vendor. It's very, very detailed. So if you want to print it, review it. If you need documents or whatever, this will tell you what you need. And registration is simple. It may take you maybe 10 minutes. The longest part of that is probably listing your commodity codes. Next slide, please. All right, the B Pro portal. Click on that for me. Next slide. All right, those 2 stars, arrows in the corner. One is once you're registered, you can log in there, and the other one takes you to register. All right, and as you see, just some things on that page. You have access to open public opportunities and past public opportunities. That's stuff that's on the street now, and that's stuff that's already been closed. You've got the reference numbers, the project description, the departments in the county that's sponsoring it, the close date, how many days left before it closed, and then view opportunity. I must tell you that if you are not registered, you can still go on and you can view the opportunity. But if you are registered and you log in, you can dive into, you can do a deeper dive on some of those solicitations and get more information. Next page, please. All right, so this is that, solicitations and results. If you click on that link, next slide, this is what you just saw. So you see open. If you click view opportunity, next slide, that has this is only some of the information that's on there. And I know it's small, but you're gonna get a copy so you can pull out the bifocals and you can read them. But it shows you, let's see, project description. Right there is where you're gonna find the funding information, right? You'll find the funding sources under the project description, along with the scope of work. You'll find messages to and from the county and responses to your questions. You can see who is requesting information. And just a tip, if you look at the vendors that are requesting information, if you're a small business and there are primes there, you can reach out to those guys. And offline, you can reach out to them and introduce yourself and get yourself on their radar, right? You could do that for the past solicitations as well. Just if there's someone that's doing business in your wheelhouse, that's a good way to see who has asked for information and actively participated with doing business with the county. So that's just an aside, and that's a good way to do that. It'll show you the commodity codes that are associated with that particular solicitation. Now, going back a little bit, and I know this is a lot of information, but you're gonna get it afterwards so you can review it. If you're, when you're setting up your vendor account and you're doing your commodity codes, my advice to you is if you're a landscaper, everything that has to do with landscaper, you would include in there, right? So when you get to here and you're looking at some of those solicitations, if there's a commodity code there that you do not have in your current vendor file, add it, right? Because the way the system works is the solicitations are linked to those commodity codes. So if you're in the system signed up with those codes and they send solicitations to everyone that has even one of those codes. All right, so that's how you get notices. So for the folks that did the surveys, one of the responses I kept getting back was, I'm not getting solicitation notices from the county. That could be a reason where you have a limited amount of commodity codes, or the person that set up your account is no longer with your business and they're gone. All right, I'll get to that later though. At the bottom of the page is the section where you see where it says login. If you're logged in, then that will give you a section where you can sign up as a subcontractor, or you can just submit your interest if you want to be a subcontractor or a prime for that solicitation. Next slide. All right. Where can I find transportation surtax projects? In addition to the B Pro portal, that link takes you directly to the overview for the map page. And that's just some information that I took from the page. It's if you go to the next slide, that's what I don't know if any of you guys seen that because that was when I was doing my research for this, that was the first time I saw that, and I thought it was neat. All right, so there's a whole lot of information on this page, right? You can search who the project is managed by, whether it's the county or the cities, right? And be careful when you're doing your search on the Broward site. If you're doing a search for a solicitation, 3 minutes, it may be, and you can't find it, it may be that one of the cities is doing the management. You can do by project type, whether it's bridge improvements, congestion management. Let's see, you can, project name, project ID, project type, project phase, which is design, planning, or construction, completion status, if it's managed by a municipality or the county, it's there by commission district, right? And project details. A quick tip is if you get the project details here, that can help you with your search, right? So one of the ways you can search for the project is by name or by ID. You can get the project name from the project details. Before I open for, well, I was going to open for questions, but let me say this. If you're registered, do your best to clean up your account and keep it up to date. All this information might seem like a lot, and it is, but if you register and you keep the contacts in your vendor account updated, manage your commodity codes, the system does a lot of the work for you, right? Again, register with the cities, the municipalities. Don't just do it with the county and expect it all to come to you. Each one of these guys we have our own purchasing system. So go through and manage, register with each one. You should be doing that anywhere if you're doing business in South Florida. Let's see, what else is there? I think that's it. And I'll be around. I'm a guy, so I like to listen, so I'll be around afterwards.
Thank you so much. It is
Oh,
my.
go ahead.
Oh, were you?
I-
Oh,
Tell me
okay.
what-
It's actually going to be Mr. Abhishek Dayal. Yes, the next presenter. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mr. Kirk Dobson.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Abhishek Dayal. I'm the Chief Infrastructure Officer for Broward County Transit. First off, I wanted to thank MAP Broward and OESPD for having us here. I'm always excited to talk about our program, our Primo projects. I see many of you, we've come to similar events in the past. And you can always tell that I'm super excited about this program that we are leading, and it's really going to make a huge impact to the community in terms of benefits as well as the economic development benefits that was previously talked about. So go to the next slide. So the Primo program, what it comprises of is 200 miles of high capacity premium service. That's a combination of commuter rail, light rail, bus rapid transit, high frequency bus network. And in the map, you can see here the orange lines are the commuter rail lines. The pink or the salmon colored lines, those are the light rail lines. The blue colored lines are the bus rapid transit lines, essentially buses running on fixed or dedicated guideway. And then the green lines are the high frequency bus network, which is essentially enhancing and augmenting the frequency of the services that we already run. Next slide. So a lot of these amenities are part of the Primo network, and one of the first projects that we've been advancing and been working on for a few years now is the Broward Commuter Rail South project. Now this is the commuter rail project that connects Miami over to Broward County to Fort Lauderdale. We have 3 stations, 10.5 miles. And we are working with several of our partners on advancing this project. We're seeking FTA funding from the Federal Transit Administration through a capital investment grant program. And we successfully submitted the application for the next phase of this CIG program. The total cost of the project is about $712 million, and we're seeking close to half of that funding through the FTA program. So we're super excited to get to that milestone. As you'll see in the very bottom here, towards the bottom, are the upcoming procurement opportunities. We are looking to bring in a design-build team to take this project into design and construction. We're also going to be looking to bring on a CEI services contract to help during the construction phase of the program. The total project, we are expecting to open this project by 2032. Next slide. So extending this further north, it would be basically the BCR North project, which will extend this by another 15 miles with 4 stations up to the county line to at Deerfield Beach. That's the last stop further north. Recently, the county commission approved a locally preferred alternative to identify that project. And so we got some funding authorized to begin a PD&E, or a project development and environmental study. And we are looking to have that out here in the next couple of months. So we're working on a scope of work. And so that's the upcoming procurement opportunity that we'll be looking at for this particular project. Next slide. So following that, we are also working on the Oakland Park Boulevard Bus Rapid Transit project. And as I mentioned, a bus rapid transit project is buses running on dedicated lanes. Oakland Park Boulevard will be our first of the 6 BRT corridors that are in the Primo network. And this is completely locally funded. So we are working with the municipalities, working with FDOT, and several other agencies to advance this project on the design aspects of this project. We are looking at a progressive design build to implement the design and construction phase. And so that is the upcoming procurement opportunity that we'll be putting out sometime next year. We're in the early design. We're close to 30% design for this particular project. Next, please. Following that, the next BRT project that we're looking at, that would be along SR7, US 441. So this will basically be 15 miles along US 441 from Commercial Boulevard to County Line Road. This is something that we're going to be starting a PD&E phase here pretty soon. This is going to be federally funded. So it'll have some FTA participation along with the surtax funding. So we, for this project, along with the other 4 BRT corridors, we are envisioning having a BRT general engineering contract awarded. And essentially what they will do is help us through the PD&E phases for those 5 BRT corridors. Right now, the estimated investment is about $221 million. We think this is going to be a design-build contract, but as we start doing the PD&E phase, we'll understand the risks and some of the opportunities to advance this project. So again, the BRT GEC contract that we'll be putting out for solicitation, that's going to inform the next phase for this particular project. Next slide. Powerline Road, that's the next one that's going to come shortly after SR7. That's also a bus rapid transit corridor along Powerline Road, north-south orientation. It's a 10.5 miles bus rapid transit project with approximately 10 branded stations. We're looking at, again, exclusive transit lanes where it's going to be feasible. Total investment is close to $200 million. And again, this will be a project that we will have the BRT GEC undertake a PD&E on. We're also going to be seeking FTA funding for this project, which means we have to go through those steps that FTA prescribes for the grant. Next slide. So when we talk about contracting opportunities, whether it's for professional services, whether it's for construction services, there are different opportunities that are available to the vendors, the consultants, and contractors out there. When we speak of A&E services or professional services, that could include not only your traditional engineering and surveying, but also planning, community outreach, graphic support, travel forecasting, and some of the more technical analyses that you typically have to do as part of the engineering services. And then on the construction side, it's not just about concrete or asphalt or heavy construction, but it also could be clearing and grubbing, mobilization, all of those things that we have traditionally brought in small businesses, local businesses to participate in. So there are lots of opportunities for you all to participate in, depending on the phase of the project. So I just wanted you to be aware of that when we speak of design or engineering or construction, it comprises of a broad range of opportunities that are available to several vendors, consultants, and contractors. Next slide. So the project that we're really excited about and looking to start construction here pretty soon, that is the West Copens project. This is going to essentially do a reconstruction for our garage out at Copens. We do have two bus garages that we operate service out of, Copens and Ravenswood. Copens is our larger garage, and we are looking to expand the capacity for this garage. We recently did a market sounding where we brought in contractors and vendors and had some really good discussions about construction approach, some of the the approaches that we should be considering, risks, and so on and so forth. And so we're looking to have that solicitation out here in the next month. And we are looking to have a managing general contractor to come in, work with our design team, and advance the construction for this particular project. So this one is coming out pretty soon. So all of you contractors and suppliers and vendors, please do be on the lookout for this one. It's about close to $300 million project. So it's a fairly large size project that we're looking to put out. Next slide. And then, of course, we do bus stop projects all over the county. So shelters is a key component of our bus stop infrastructure projects. We are going to be putting out a shelter purchase contract. It's going to be a furnish contract and furnish and deliver. And so this will be coming out in December. And so please be on the lookout for that one. Next slide. And then also on our planning side, we have a general planning consultant contract. So likely going to be a multi-award contract. So that is something that we're looking to put out here in the next couple of months. This will be a 3-year additional contract with an option for 2 1-year renewals. We're looking at advertisement in the first quarter of 2026. Next slide. And then from our IT side, there are several IT projects that we are looking to put out that will support not only our IT infrastructure, but also several of our Primo projects, including our bus rapid transit projects, such as the CAD AVL system, our automated passenger counters that'll support not only our existing bus services, but also our bus rapid transit and high frequency bus services. So again, please be on the lookout for procurements, solicitations that will be coming out here shortly. And those are all the opportunities. And again, happy to take any questions towards the end and look forward to networking with you after the Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, please allow me to introduce you to Mr. Tony Huey from Public Works and Environmental Services Department.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see that we have such a crowd here today. It's great that we have so many people that are interested in working for us. It's good for you guys, it's good for us, and we definitely look forward to having that opportunities to interact and, as we go forth in the future. I'm with the Public Works and Environmental Services Department. What I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to be talking about projects that we're planning on advertising for construction in the next 12, 15 months, something like that, in that time range. Just one additional point before I get into the details is that I know this session is geared towards surtax, but I've also taken the opportunity to include in my projects that I have coming up some of the projects that are funded by other sources. Even though that these are may not be funded by the surtax, we're still very much interested in having CPE participation. So I just want to let you guys know about them, let you know of the opportunity, and that come up, and that's going to come up in the near future. Okay, so let me get into some of the projects. I kind of divided them into groups so that we can see easily what what your interests are, and and so forth. The first group that I have is our bridge rehab projects. The county has 3 movable bridges. 2 of them we're planning on rehabbing them next year, and we're going to be advertising them sometime in the latter part of next year. A lot of it is going to be mechanical, electrical equipment, with regards to the bridges going up and down, but there's also going to be sidewalks, guardrails, asphalt, and all the type of things that leads up to the bridges. So, that's kind of the opportunities that we have on those 2 projects. And by the way the slides, as you can see, structured is approximate costs, and then also the approximate time frame that we're planning on letting them out for advertising over the next, like I said, 12 to 15 months or so. Okay. So next group of projects is some of our price agreement contracts. We do a lot of maintenance throughout the county, and we're going to be planning on letting out a contract to furnish and install guardrails throughout the county, wherever we need them, and countywide. And typically those contracts are 2 years up to 5 years. Again, price and the timing. And we're going to be and the second one is resurfacing, pavement resurfacing, potholes, and wherever pavement failures and so forth. Both of those we're planning on letting them out in the early part of next year. So be aware of them. There's going to be multiple opportunities, that not just paving and guardrails and fences, but also some of the pavement marking work and other things that's associated with them. So those 2 projects that we're coming up in early part of next year. Some of our technology projects, fiber optics, we're installing a lot of fiber optics as part of the surtax. And these are 3 groups of projects that we're planning on advertising. And what you can see in each one of those is that for one reason or another that makes sense, we have grouped a couple locations together. So those are 3 projects that have multiple locations, throughout the county, and that we've grouped together and make it easier for construction, design, whatever purposes that that we have set them aside previously. Okay. Traffic signal type projects is the next group. Okay, we do adaptive signal traffic signals. A lot of it is going to involve the signals, lights, cameras, the control cabinets themselves, some fiber work that's associated with them, and those are the 2 of the adaptive signal projects, and those are some of the limits of where they go from location to location. The last one up there is our school zones. We do a lot of school zone improvements, and that's also involves some of the the flashes that I'm sure everybody has seen driving to work every day. But that also includes in some cases resurfacing work. They also in some cases include pavement marking and sign installation and that type of thing. So that project, the school zone project, March of next year, we're planning on going out and advertising for bidding on that. Okay. The next group of projects is we got a number of them, and those are our intersection projects. Those are our mass arm conversion projects. I've grouped them together because these projects typically involve working in single intersections. Okay, and some of these intersection improvement projects involve adding lanes to them, adding a turn lane, so there's going to be asphalt, sidewalks, drainage work that's going to be associated with it. Certainly the signals themselves, and a lot of electrical, maybe perhaps lighting are included in some of these projects. So those are some of the locations that we're planning on advertising them for over the next year. The next slide is just a continuation of some more about intersection type projects, and then also mass arm conversion projects. Oh, by the way, the mass arm conversions, what I think many of you are familiar with it, have seen them. our older signals have these span wires, traffic signals hanging them. We're converting those hanging span wires into mass arms that's more resilient against hurricanes, which fortunately we didn't have one this year. And so, but those are some of the things that we're doing in these type of projects. All of them, we've been doing them throughout the county. It's very, very good projects that our surtax have been able to fund. Okay, so the last group of projects, and I think many people would be very interested in them, and these are road improvement projects. These are major projects. They're bigger projects. Just as an example, Pine Island Road is the first one that's coming up here. That's 36th Street to Nova Drive. It's about a mile of road that we're planning on making improvements on. And on that particular project, we're talking about expanding it from a 4-lane, which is right now, to a 6-lane construction. And so there'll be a lot of work associated with, just road construction itself, a lot of the materials and supplies that are needed, traffic signals, drainage work, just about everything that you can see in a typical road reconstruction work is going to be involved. And we're planning on advertising that in the March of next year. Again, a big project. And this is, the other three on the list are very similar type of major road upgrades, reconstruction projects. So we have a very good, listing of projects that we're coming up that we're going to need a lot of participation on, a lot of help in different areas. And we have had very good success in building these roads and working together with our contractors on it. So we're looking forward to these. These are major projects that are coming up, and over the next 12, 15 months, definitely want everybody to be aware of them, be interested in them, and hopefully you guys can either get on teams or, one way or another, participate, in these projects. So this is just a listing of some of our projects we have coming up in the next 12 to 15 months. The only thing I can say, not the only thing, but I think perhaps the one thing that can add to it is to echo some of the things that have been said earlier, is that this is a list that we have for this year. Next year, we'll have a similar list, projects that are on that scale, and the year after that. So stay with us, and we're going to continue to have these things as we go forth. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we are ready to take questions. We want to allocate about 10 to 15 minutes to questions and answers. If you can stand up and let us know who your question is addressed to. Before that, though, I would love to acknowledge Donna Ann over there. She's amazing. And I say that because she is a well of wisdom and knowledge when it comes to our CBE program. So if I get a question, and I usually say, if it's, above my pay grade, I say, that's a Donna Ann question. That's what I call it. So I might say that. She's here, she's present. Hi, boss. With that, we're going to take questions. Who has a question? Sir, please. Good afternoon.
I can take that. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? Welcome. So at the end of September, we learned that the federal government made changes to our federal program with the final interim rule. Therefore, we have been sharing with all our current DBs and ACDBs the latest information we have. And we sent all our CVs a communication. We are including that information on our website. We also have it on our business assistance weekly on a weekly basis, because we want to keep all of you informed on the latest. So as of right now, we're not able to implement the DB or ACDB program. We're not able to certify our DBs, any new DBs or ACDBs. We are working with the other 8 certifying entities at the state level on a process to recertify all DBs and ACDBs, and any new DBs and ACDBs that want to get certified under the federal program. And the program is no longer going to be based on race and gender. It's going to be on your ability to document through a narrative that you're a socially and economically disadvantaged business. So we're going to be providing training to all our local businesses to make sure that you understand what that narrative needs to include, what are the documents you need to provide. We're already working on securing a date for the second week of December. So stay tuned for more information because we're going to be providing training to all our existing certified businesses and any businesses that want to get certified under this new program. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yes. Great question. So there's two separate programs. The local program that is the SBE and CBE is a race neutral program and is active and it has not changed. So you can continue to apply for our local SBE and CBE certification. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We are at the Allenby Event Center for Innovation. We have satellite office there, and we are there the first and the third Friday of every month. You can schedule a one-on-one with any of our certification staff to meet with them, to go over your documents. We can help you navigate through the documents you need to submit and apply for the local certification. At Nova Southeastern University, yes. So we'll be glad to share more information. Yes.
On there, but we actually take off points now because of the disruption with affirmative action. Is that correct?
If you put what again? I didn't hear you.
If you put
Minority women business enterprise.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. No, so again, depending on what you're doing, what you're submitting information for, you just answer those responses.
Okay.
You know, to that program. Right now, the way the program is right now, I am not able to certify under the federal program, the DB or ACDB. I'm not able to renew, and I'm not able to monitor contracts as it relates to how the program was previously established. But we are going to be working on providing the training to make sure that all my businesses understand what that new recertification process looks like, what are the documents you need to submit, etc. So we're going to be sending that save the date very soon. It's going to be the second week of December. Great questions.
Yes, just remember CBE program, local program, business as usual. So if you ever get questions from Prime, confused about if either your participation as a CBE is required or not, if there's a CBE goal, yes. Next question.
Hi, Robert Calamy with Pride staff. My question is, when you post bids, do you also note who the prime is or who the winner is so we can work through a prime, try to sub?
That's a really good question, and Kirk can tell you more about BPRO, but remember, every city also have their own procurement system, so Kirk can speak to the county's procurement system.
The answer to that is no. You won't know until the award is made. Then they have to pick a subcontractor.
However, you are able to, if there is a pre-bid meeting, you'll be able to see who attended that pre-bid meeting. You'll be able to have access to that information. In addition to that, BPRO have a checkbox that if you're interested in serving as a sub, at the bottom, you can check that box, and the primes that are bidding will be able to see that as well. So that's another really neat feature with BPRO. And remember, everything is public record, right? So all the information in BPRO is available to all of you. And if you have any additional questions about the system, the procurement system the county uses, which is BPRO, you know, Kirk or our office will be glad to assist.
Right. And if you, if you don't remember my contact, just vmo@broward.org.
And I think that would be a great question for our cities as well, because they have different systems. Is your procurement system allows them to see the primes that are bidding or not?
Correct. But what she shared about primes and sometimes we do mandatory pre-bid meetings. And if so, that's an excellent opportunity to come on and see who's there. A lot of times though, our pre-bids are not mandatory. So you would be able to see just whoever came, but not necessarily everyone.
And let's talk about those pre-bid meetings. Those are a great opportunity for our certified small businesses and our primes to connect, to look at the scope of services, because the agencies are going to be speaking in detail about the scope that is coming up for that specific solicitation. To the CBEs that are attending, make sure you connect with the primes that are there, and the other way around, because it's a great meeting. You're able to have access. Somebody may need to mute if you're not speaking. I think that's why we may have an echo. So you definitely will have access to the signing sheet from that meeting as well. So again, these are tips that I'm sharing for all of you, my primes and our CVEs as well.
I would like to add, since I do go a lot to pre-bid meetings, great connections happen at pre-bid meetings. Okay, a lot of these meetings are mandatory, a lot of them aren't. But when I am reviewing a bid solicitation to see if they're compliant with the CBE program, you realize that a lot of them connected at the pre-bid meeting, okay? Can you raise your hand if your business is too big to be a CBE and you're here today? Take a look around, guys. Say hello to each other. Remember what we said. Connections, that's very important. There's not a Facebook group to figure those things out or a Reddit, what do you call thread? You want the opportunity, attend the pre-bid meeting. Follow up, call, you meet a prime and you know that they're gonna be needing landscaping services and you can provide it, follow up. You want the business, stay in the know, stay in the lookout, and those pre-bid meetings are crucial to create those groups, okay? Because remember, some of these projects are huge and they're gonna need multiple CBEs, and the prime, in order to be compliant, needs your CBE. So let's create those connections, and a lot of them actually last forever, okay? And we have room for one or two more questions. Yes, please.
Mr. Dow, you mentioned the West Copans project coming up 2026. I have a few questions. I'm a general contractor. We're interested in participating on that project. So question number one, you mentioned that the procurement will be done as a general contractor and not a design build?
So the contract approach that we're looking at is a managing general contractor. It's also known as CMAR.
Okay, CMR risk, got it. Got it. And the funding is also through the county, or you have federal funds involved in the job?
We have both the surtax as well as some FTA funding.
Got it. And that job is going to require also 30% small business participation?
So that's something we'll be working with the OESPD to establish the appropriate goals, since there are FTA funds also involved. So that's why we're going to have to work with them.
Got it.
So I can't speak to the goal.
Got it. And the last question, the CEI, has the CEI been appointed for that job? CEI?
We have not, no.
Not yet?
It's going to be separately procured.
Got it. Sounds good. Design is about % complete?
It's almost 100% complete design, and for some components, we're still doing about 30% design. So that's where we want the CMAR or the MGC to come in and work with the design team to advance that design, as well as some of the pre-construction work.
Thank you so much.
One last question. Please.
Okay. Yes. My name is Marcela Ragenberg from Safety Matters, and I would like to review my commodity codes with the Broward County.
You can call me.
Remember, VMO@broward.org. Okay, awesome. Perfect. Okay, let's do one little bit of housekeeping. We're going to talk about some upcoming events you might be interested in, and then we'll do some networking. And please have all the food and all the beverages. Let's start with this Financial Resources Expo for small businesses. It's actually happening tomorrow. West Regional Library, so right around the corner. Register right now so that you don't forget about it. Right there, you can just use the QR code. Next slide. Actually, so this is for our Kaufman Fast Track, is our entrepreneurship program, Shark Tank type of pitching competition. Is actually pretty awesome. This is the 10th anniversary, and I think you should be there because it's pretty cool. Another QR code, you can just scan it, you can join us. That's going to be upcoming Wednesday, the 12th at 6 p.m. at the Alan B. Levan Center. That's where we have our satellite office. Next slide. This is for our brand new business management system. All vendors and businesses are invited to participate. It's going to be virtual and starts on December 1st. So there's another QR code there. That's going to be a very important conversation. Please sign up. I would do it right now so that I don't forget about it.
And Lorena, if I can expand a
Of
little bit
course.
on that. Basically, the Broward County Office of Economic and Small Business is migrating to a new online system for all the primes to submit your monthly utilization reports and for all my CBEs to confirm payments. Also for my certification program, the local and the federal certification program, all of that is going to be in a new system. We're scheduled to go live at the end of January. So we're starting to do some training in early December, and then we're going to repeat the same training in mid-January. So we definitely encourage you to check out the first training series. It starts early December, and then we're going to start promoting the January training. We're really excited about this program because it's going to basically automate our current, many of you are familiar with our current monthly utilization reports. That is a manual process. That's going to be automated, and payment verifications are going to be generated on a monthly basis, and the CBEs will be able to verify those payments automatically through the system. The same thing for certification. Everything will be in one system where you'll be able to renew your online certification for both the local and the federal program as it gets redefined under the new requirements. So definitely encourage you to sign up for either the December or the January sessions, and our office is here to assist all of you. If you have any questions as you're learning the new system, we'll be able to provide technical assistance. Thank you, Lorena.
Of course. I think that was our last event. Of course.
Yes, so it is. So if it's a county project, you're going to continue to do business as usual, submitting the MURs through the system. For the city projects, the cities or the primes, depending on how the city is doing it, will be using the system as well to submit those payments and for the subs to verify. So it's going to be using for both Broward County projects and for our MAP. So we're going to be doing training with our MAPs, cities, the project managers, staff, etc. as well. You guys are asking some excellent questions today. Thank you for that.
Okay, guys, I think that's it. Please, if you don't get our business assistant weekly, we post everything that's going on in there, and we also post upcoming bids. upcoming MAP Broward funded bids for both municipal and county projects. So definitely sign up. If you are here today and you're not a CBE and you're interested in becoming certified with us, please go to our table. We're more than happy to help you. Again, call us, email us. We are here to help you from 0 to 100. Just pick up the phone, give us a call. Everybody in our office tries to be as helpful as we can. And of course, MAP admin. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Let's have some food and let's exchange information. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.